Hi everybody and welcome to Fiddlesticks and Stitches first tutorial. Today's project we called Porcelain Pizza. There's recipes online, wiki actually is where I got mine. What you need for this project is a cup of water, a sponge, Gorilla Glue, a crappy pair of scissors, we'll be using them to cut metal, paintbrushes, ball tool, wooden dowel, paint in colors white, black, brown, red, and yellow. Time for the scavenger hunt. These are things that you're going to find around your house that you don't have to go buy. You would need a small piece of aluminum. I used aluminum baking pan. Aluminum foil don't work so well. A lip balm container. A bit of straw with a tape tag. A little square of plastic. I used it for cutting and it's food container packaging. And lastly, a cheap thread spool. I used it as a rolling pin. To begin, you're going to take your little piece of aluminum and cut it just a smidgen over the edges of your lip balm container. This will give the pan its edge. Please be careful of sharp edges. You can cut yourself very easily with this. I used the wooden dowel to aid in the process of getting the curve in it. Next, you'll want to take your crappy scissors and trim up the edge so that way your pan edge is straighter than what is going to come out. It's going to come out janky at first, but just cut around the edges and even it out and it'll be fine. Now that we've got our pan shaped, we're going to take our cold porcelain and we're going to make our pizza crust. Just like any other clay, I've found that it's best if you work with it a little bit before you get into working with it. It evens back out the moisture level in the clay, making it easier to work with. Here's where you're going to use your thread spool to roll out your clay so you can make your crust. It's almost like making a pizza. Now that we've got our clay rolled out, we're going to take our pizza pan and lay it down on our clay and press it so we get that circle shape that we need, and it's the right size. Using the clear plastic piece, I cut the circle around the pizza pan and moving the camera with my head because I was out of frame. Good one. Now that our crust is to shape, we're going to put it in the pan. Using your ball tool here, you're going to want to make texture in your crust so it's not uniform and looks more crust-like. After fiddling with the crust, it's time to prep for the toppings. For this, you're going to need to roll out a slab of clay using your straw as a cookie cutter and cutting out lots of circles that are going to be used as our topping. Here you can see how I cut the mushrooms. Really simple and easy to do, just really small. The next topping that we're going to make is kind of universal. It's all the same shape and can be used for different things. Onions, peppers, anything strippy, long, and skinny. I also made tiny meatballs there at the end with the little bits of leftover clay, just by rolling them around in my fingers. There is almost no dry time for these pieces because they are so tiny. I went straight from making them to painting them. Watering down the paint. Starting with the crust, I did the light layers first. For this project, I spent most of my time painting the crust. I just wanted to make sure that it did look like it had been baked in an oven. Now it's time to build our pizza. I didn't realize until now that I didn't have a video of me painting the sauce in, but I just used paint and Elmer's glue and mixed it together with red paint and painted the pizza with it, and it turned out really well. It made it thicker and made it look a little more like sauce. At the end, I made up a little more of the paint that I used for the sauce just to put it on top of a few pieces here and there to make it look like it had gotten on the other pieces as it was being made. Okay, I think we can call this project done. Here's an aftershot of what mine turned out like. I hope you enjoyed making this along with me, and I hope to see you again. Thanks, everybody.